going on, y'all? So I made this bomb soup. It's potato kale soup, and it has a whole bunch of vegetables in it, and it's so good for you when you're pregnant. So I added some carrot, celery, onion right here, and I'm just mixing it up. There goes a little bit of black pepper right there, red pepper flakes, some turmeric, and some Italian seasoning, and then there's some cumin right there because you know every soup needs cumin. Then there's white pepper, garlic powder, and I mix that up a little bit. Add a little bit more olive oil so it wouldn't stick to the pan. Y'all, this soup was so good. And then I went in with a little bit of pink salt, which is good for you when you're pregnant. And it's not as bad as that other salt, that unrefined salt. It's better for you, it has minerals and stuff in it. And then I added some garlic in there and mixed it up. And that's just good to help you boost your immune system. So I stirred that up a little bit and I kept stirring and stirring. And any good soup has this base, like celery, onions, and garlic. And then I put in some potatoes. I mixed those potatoes up, mixed all that seasoning around in there until like everything was coated. And I just kept stirring it and mixing it all in. Then I went in with some chicken broth. Poured that on there, and I poured two of those. So you need 2 of those containers, and that's just gonna make it have a good base, y'all. And it's better than water because it gives the soup more flavor. So I let that come to a boil and stirred it a little bit longer. It was smelling so good at this point, y'all. Like I was ready to eat it right now. So I let that boil for 15 minutes, and then I cut up some butter and put it up in the microwave so I could put it on the bread later. And then my husband brought us some pierogies from this Russian restaurant, which was random, but I was tasting them. That's the cabbage one right there. There was a cabbage one, there was a potato one, and then there was a chicken one. That's the one I'm eating right now. And it was okay, y'all. But anyway, I put the white beans in there, stirred that up. Them beans is good for protein when you are pregnant. Like it's just like meat, but it's not meat based. So if you want to switch it up and not eat meat and get your protein in, you can add beans to stuff. So I stirred that around and I ate a little bit more of the pierogies because they was kind of good, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And then I went in and tasted it to see if all the vegetables was cooked, which they were. And then I was like, oh, it needs a little bit more seasoning. So I put some kale in there, and I went in with the kale and I mixed that in there. It's purple kale. I couldn't find no green kale. They didn't have green kale at the store, so I was like, purple kale will do. And then I put some heavy whipping cream in there, turned it around, and heavy whipping cream just made it really, really creamy and good and yummy, and it makes it like not so flat. It just gave it like a creamier taste. So, you know, I had to taste it. And here's the part where it needed a little bit more seasoning. So I put some Tony's in there. I put some garlic powder and just a little bit more pepper in there. And I mixed that around, and it was, oh my gosh, y'all. After I put that seasoning in there, it was fire. And then I added a little bit more kale because it's kale and potato soup. So I didn't want to leave the kale part out. That's the healthiest part. So then I put that bread in there. I put that butter in there. I added a little bit of spinach, which was, you know, I'm trying to get my spinach in because I'm pregnant. So I get a lot of iron with that spinach, and it helps me be regular when I go to the bathroom, not constipated. And then I was buttering up the bread with a little bit of Italian seasoning and butter. And y'all, this bread was crunchy and good, and it was from that Russian place that my husband went to. That's where he got those pierogies from. So I buttered that bread up, y'all, and I made us some bowls. I had to get a different bowl because I have to wash that one out. But anyways, yeah, I put that soup in that bowl, put the bread on top, y'all, put a little bit more Italian seasoning on top, and y'all, let me tell y'all, like the kids loved it. They was dancing, they was grubbing. And this is a good way to get your kids to eat spinach and kale too. Like, they was tearing the soup up, y'all. But all right, y'all, that's what I did. Bye.